Hey guys, it's Greg with By the Bootstraps, b2bootstraps.com. Check out the store, check out the social media, like and subscribe to the video, comment below. Alright, so last video I'm going to do on Jussie Smollet, whatever you call his name, I really don't care. Dude, you done messed up. Bad. Really bad. So, two white dudes who jumped you and beat you up in Chicago, threw a noose around you, turned out being two of your buddies from your show you work on, bodybuilders. I've gone over this story multiple times, so I'm not going to rehash it, but all I'm going to say is that I called it 3 weeks ago. When I first heard this story and I heard about what happened, I immediately said, this is crap. This doesn't sound like Chicago, at least not where he was said, where it happened. This doesn't sound right. The circumstances were just too convenient. It didn't make any sense. And sure enough, here we are. You know, he got arrested yesterday. Press conference done from the chief of police in Chicago, which I gotta say, that man, I think his name was Eddie Johnson. Amazing job. And you could tell that dude was just holding back from just going off on Jussie for what he did, you know. And as he said himself, you know, he's a black man. He grew up in Chicago his entire life, and, you know, using the noose to, you know, that symbol of hatred and what it represents and what it stands for, you know, all the resources that it took for those police officers to hop on this case. And plus, you know, they felt under pressure to do so because of all the media and the politicians and things like that were all coming out and defending Jussie, you know, Jussie and all this other stuff. But I got a question for you guys, and I really want you to comment below on this one and let me know what you think. Does anyone buy the whole excuse about he did this to increase his salary? I mean, anyone? You know, the guy started off the show making $65,000 an episode, which that in and of itself is amazing. You know, I would love to make that just in a year, you know, but the dude's making $65,000 an episode. Then he gets a pay increase because of how well the show does. And then he gets another pay increase because of how well the show is doing. So now he's making $100,000 an episode. All right, supposedly just from this show, the Empire show alone, he was making $1.2 million a year. But according to what he said, he wasn't making enough money, and this whole thing was staged so that he could get more income. All right. In what mind does anyone think that that's actually legit? You know, God forbid he was actually involved in a true hate crime. Well, you know, and again, and I hate that moniker, hate crime. Every crime is hate. All right. But let's just assume that he was in a hate crime, right? That he was targeted for being African American, and he was targeted for being homophobic, or being a homo. Can't talk. He was targeted for being gay, right? Who in their right mind thinks that Fox would have went to him and said, you know what, this was a terrible event that happened to you. Because of this incident, we're going to pay you more money. That was never going to happen. Yeah, you might get some sympathy, you might get a little bit more notoriety, from the media, maybe the fans, but no one in their right mind thinks this dude was going to get a salary increase because of this. I mean, I'm speculating here, and I'll be the first to admit, but this was pure, you know, in my mind, pure simple. He hates Trump. He's an activist. You know, he wanted to come out there and make a statement. For what? I have no earthly idea. You know, the dude is privileged beyond privilege can be. He's a very talented guy. I've gone and watched some of his clips. I've listened to some of his music just to have a better understanding of who this guy is. You know, he's a talented guy. He's a good-looking black guy. You know, in the prime of life, he actually has a lot to offer, and he literally just threw it away. But here's the funny thing, you know, I told my wife, said, the only way he's going to recover from this is that he comes out and says he has some kind of drug habit, or he was molested as a child. You know, he had some deep psychological scarring. And sure enough, you know, ecstasy. So now he's going to go to rehab probably. And what is this, water under the bridge? You know, this man not only wasted so many, God knows how many thousands of dollars, if not $1 million or so, from the police time, from the investigations and the cases that they were working on just to cover his bullshit story. But, you know, he puts a scar on the face of Chicago. He literally slaps everyone in Chicago in the face with this false allegation crime. And what would have been interesting is that, you know, had they found two random white guys who were walking the street at that time and brought him in, would he just have flat out lied and said, yeah, those two are the ones that are guilty, so now these guys have to clear their good name for something they never even did? You know, that's the problem with the false allegations. You know, even if you are innocent, your reputation is ruined. You know, you get accused of a hate crime or rape allegation or anything like that, yeah, you might be innocent, but your reputation is gone. You know, and who knows how much money they'd have to spend defending their good names, even though they were completely innocent, all because a man wanted to say that something happened that didn't happen, which only takes away from those people who actually had an action done against them. You know, Jussie, I mean, you're scum, dude. I mean, that's plain and simple. You're lower than low. You know, you're a waste of human time. And I said this last time, and I'll say it again. You ought to be eviscerated from the public sphere. You know, you had everything going for you. You were on the peak. You know, on the peak, and only had nowhere but to go but up. And you ruined it. And for what? You know, I don't buy this crap about you were looking for another, you know, increase in salary. I don't believe it for a second. I honestly believe you're an activist, and quite frankly, you're a piece of garbage. You know, you don't deserve the fame that you have. You've thrown that all away for what? Notoriety? You know, fame? More? Anyway, comment below and let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you guys later.